Hey everybody, I'm back in the kitchen, and as you can see I am about to get started making myself a taco salad. So I'm going to be using some sour cream, veggie broth to loosen up my ground chicken, some mushrooms, garlic, a jalapeno, tomatoes, bell pepper, some cucumbers, some romaine lettuce, and some cilantro. And I'm chopping up an onion. I'm going to go ahead, part of the onion I'm going to put in the meat, and part of it I'm going to use to top off the taco salad. So I am going to go ahead and get all of this nice and chopped up. It doesn't have to be diced up too fine. I love onions, so I'm not really concerned about the size. Some people don't like onions, so they trip over having large pieces of onion in their food. I'm going to go ahead and get that in there. And I eat these little cucumbers with like ranch or Italian dressing. Just depends on my mood. And I know some people might be thinking cucumbers in your salad. Well, you eat taco salad, well, you eat cucumbers in regular salad. So the only difference is that the meat is going to be flavored like a taco. So, and I like cucumbers, so I don't mind them being, again, chunky. So I'm just going to slice and do a rough chop. And these are the ingredients to go in the salad. Some of them, like the bell pepper, mushrooms, and the onions, I'm going to also use in the meat. Have y'all ever been to a farmer's market? Out here where I live, you know, it's not like right where I live, but close to where I live, there's a farmer's market. It's not really a farmer's market. It's more like a fruit stand or produce stand is what they call it. So it's not really like a farmer's market, like where there's a bunch of people, but it's a little mom and pop produce stand, and they have some really good stuff. I haven't been there in a little while, but I like to go to places like that. One, because the produce tends to be fresher. The fruit that I like, the mangoes and stuff that we get from there are huge. So you actually get more bang for your buck, because the pieces of fruit that we buy, they're fresher, they're larger. There's a different variety there. So if they have, you know, like, I'll just use mango for example. If they have mangoes, they may have different types of mangoes. And I know you can get different types of mangoes in a grocery store, but it's still just a tad bit different. So, and then what I'm going to do after I get the tomatoes in the bowl, I'm going to just drain the tomato juice off the cutting board. And I probably should have cut the tomatoes last. Note to self, cut tomatoes last next time. So let me get this off of here. Okay, so next we're going to go ahead and do the jalapeno. And I'm just going to leave the seeds, because what I noticed is the last couple times I used this pepper, it wasn't hot to me. And I don't think that because obviously jalapeno is not the hottest pepper that you can get. But it's supposed to have, you know, a little something to it, but I don't know if it's where I got the pepper from or not sure. But I guess the point being, and I should have used a bigger knife, but the point being is that it didn't bring really any level of heat, in my opinion. So it was more for flavor than anything, and I am going to dice this up a little bit more than the other veggies, only because even though it's not hot, I just prefer to have my pepper diced up. Plus, when you chop it up, you know, dice it up really fine, a little bit goes a long way. It stretches it. So, got that diced up. And one of the things that I am not going to do that I normally do is I normally just assemble my salads in the bowl. But what I'm not going to do is assemble the salad. I'm going to just, you know, each individual person can make their own. And the reason I want to do that is because the wet vegetables, I don't want to make the salad soggy. And so when I did that the last few times I made salad, we didn't eat the salad quick enough before it got all mushy. And normally we go through salad pretty quickly, which is why I wasn't tripping about, and I'm chopping this like I ain't never cooked in the kitchen before, but y'all don't pay no attention to me because this knife is kind of small. And the reason I'm using it is because I had already used it to cut up some stuff, and I just didn't want to dirty up no more dishes. So call me lazy, call me what you want, I don't care. I just didn't make any sense to me to be making any more extra dishes. So anyway, my lettuce is running. We got a runner, y'all. We got a runner. And for the lettuce, I'm just going to do a rough chop. Let me cut the bell pepper. And I actually think I want to use this whole bell pepper. I don't know who I saw cut the bell pepper like this the first time. And I thought, oh, that's so neat because you don't have to scoop out the seeds and stuff. I did get a little bit there. And I'm going to clean it on mess. Normally I have a trash bowl. And I learned that from, who was it? I'm just going to say watching the Food Network channel. So watching the Food Network channel, normally I have a trash bowl nearby. And what I do is I take and put all of my scraps in the trash bowl. And then that way, all the trash is in one place and all I have to do is just dump it in the trash. So I'm being a messy cooker today. Alright, so we got all that off of there. And this is going to be trash, so I'm going to put this out of the way. I remember one time, hey Chris, because I know she's going to watch this. We were talking about my videos and she had me cracking up laughing. And she was saying that she was talking about how many paper towels I use. And y'all know I'm OCD, I'm a germaphobe, all these weird things I got going on with me. And I think it was it was either Thanksgiving or Christmas. I can't remember what meal. But I definitely believe it was a holiday meal. And she was just, she was like, do this and wash your hands. Do this and wash your hands, you know. And she was just talking about how much paper towel I was using. And yes, I go through a lot of paper towel because, you know, I use it for, you know, different reasons. But most specifically because I wash my hands so much. Being in the medical field, you know, you just have a tendency to do that. And I've been in the medical field since my senior year in high school. So even before COVID, I was had issues with dry skin because I washed my hands so much. And it's just something, you know, I never went to some. I'm not clinically trained in any way. I did start a phlebotomy training and for medical assistant when I was in California. But when you're, and I don't know how it is now, but in California, because y'all, those of y'all who've been rocking with me for a while know I was born in California. I lived there until the summer before I turned 9, and then I moved here to Houston, and I was raised here in Houston with my sister and brother. And but anyway, I did go back to California at some point after I graduated high school, and I worked there. And this is before you know, right around the time I met my husband. But yeah, so they had the phlebotomy and medical assistant. When you wanted to, you know, train for that, you basically, it was on the job. And so for the phlebotomy, it was based on like you had to have a clinical sponsor. So it was like either a physician or physician assistant that would monitor you, and it was based on how many sticks you did. So you had to do so many sticks within a period of time frame, and then once you did all of that, and you know, you had to know how to do take vitals and all that kind of stuff. And still today, I found my stethoscope. Still today, I have that stethoscope. So, but you had to do so many sticks. You had to, I thought I was going to use that. You had to do so many sticks, and you had to do so much actual like vitals and all that kind of stuff. And it was, you know, just a very interesting process. And then once you were done with all of that, you could actually just go take the test to get your certification. And so there was no school for you to go to. Everything was done, you know, on the job. And I know a lot of people, y'all are probably like, oh my God, you know, why in the world would they allow somebody to, I think I'm going to use a pot instead of a pan. That's, my gut is telling me that that's the best thing for me to do, because I'm thinking about having to stir this stuff, and I'm just really thinking I need the space. So let me get something to put my mushrooms in. But yeah, so I know y'all are probably thinking, oh my God, why would they allow somebody to work in that capacity and they they haven't gone to school for it? Well, I mean, if you really think about it, once they actually, like now, I don't know if they do it or not, but I know in some states they actually do have a curriculum. But at the end of the day, you still have to go out in real life and stick people as part of your training. So all you're doing is doing it beforehand, you know, and then once you pass the test showing you know how to do what you know how to do, then, I mean, what else is there? Really, I've had some really good experiences with phlebotomists, and I'm just going to do a rough chop on these, and then I love romaine lettuce. Do a rough chop on these and then just toss them in a bowl. But I don't know, I think I'm going to do bite size. But anyway, yeah, I've had some very good experiences, and I've had some experiences that make me want to jump off the table and hurt somebody. I've had experiences where you couldn't even tell that I got stuck. Like, there was literally no evidence of it. And then I've had some experiences where I had a hematoma on my arm for 3 weeks. You know, and then I'm fair skinned. Y'all see I'm light skinned, so everything shows. You know, if they mess up and they don't hit a vein, and I'm a person, I used to donate blood religiously, you know, because I used to work for a blood bank. And so I believed in that. I used to screen people for blood donation. And so, you know, I believe in donating blood. I don't do so much now because I'm having issues with my iron and different things like that. And so you can't donate if you have problems, because you be done passed out on the floor. Trying to donate your iron is, you know, not what it's supposed to be. And we saw that too. We saw a lot. And that's not funny, but it is funny. But we saw a lot of people, you know, come in there and they like borderline. And they let them go ahead and donate. And baby, I'm talking about they sitting there eating them cookies in the canteen. And next thing you know, they on the floor. Do you hear me? They are on the floor. So I think probably what I'm gonna do, because I always say, well, I don't really have nothing to talk about, you know, but I've worked in a lot of different capacities, and I've done front office, I've done back office, I've worked in clinics, I've worked in for nonprofit organizations, and you know, like, I'm not talking about my own nonprofit organization. I'm talking about I actually worked for a nonprofit entity, you know, as a job. And so I think I got some really interesting stories to tell you. I probably can't tell y'all everything because, baby, I done seen some stuff. But yeah, so, you know, if you get screened for blood donation and they tell you that, oh yeah, you can donate, you borderline, but you okay, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. Because being born. So you ever hear that term, if you're on time, you're late. If you're early, you're on time? Yeah, think about that as in terms of your iron. If your iron is higher than, not higher than normal, but if it's a pretty good level and you're nowhere near like borderline or anything like that, then you're good to go. That's your being on time. But if you're borderline and they tell you, oh yeah, come on, donate, don't do it. Because if you're borderline, that's just like being on time. You late. No, you're borderline, that means your iron is low. Because by the time you get through giving up what you got, your borderline is now low. And that is why people pass out after they give blood and they're borderline. So if you ever go to a blood donation center where they have a blood drive or something like that, and they tell you you're borderline, but you're okay to donate, or because they pay for plasma, and I don't know if y'all know it's illegal to pay people for whole blood donation, like that includes platelets and red cells and all that. You can't do that, but they can pay you for plasma. And so even in that situation, if they tell you that, you know, you're okay to donate because you're borderline, don't do it. Don't do, I'm telling you, especially plasma, because plasma is the liquid, it's like the water of your blood. And if you donate and you're borderline, you are guaranteed to have some type of issue. And it may not be right at that particular moment, but it's going to be pretty soon. So now, people, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to pause you for a second so we can adjust the camera. Okay. Okay, so we got our pot going, and sour cream can go over here. I do want the onions, jalapenos, and the bell pepper, so that I can put those in the meat. And I'm going to start off with adding my veggie broth. Give it a shake, and we're putting this in here because I'm using ground chicken, and the ground chicken does not yield any fat. So and I don't know if y'all put and I'm bouncing around subject because I just remember when I was about to say what I was about to say just now, that I was talking to y'all about the farmers market, and there's a reason I brought up the farmers market. But let me just say this real quick, and hopefully I'll remember to go back. I use grocery store bags to put like meat packaging in. So when I cook, you know, I bag up the meat packaging so we can take it outside and put it in the trash, so the trash in the house don't stink. So any of y'all do that? That's one of the reasons I say trash bags. Besides, I have small trash cans, so besides using the bags instead of, because I do have some trash bags, but I don't always buy small trash bags. I remember the Connection Rejection was just saying in one of her videos that she uses the small bags from her purchases to like for her trash can instead of buying trash bags. And I do the same thing every now and then. If I see like something on sale or something that's inexpensive or whatever, you know, then I'll go ahead and get and I'm just dicing this up so that, you know, it can be nice and finely ground. But anyway, yes, I'll go ahead and, you know, get them. But for the most part, I keep the trash bags because I like to use them for the trash, the small trash cans. But I also like to put like my certain types of packaging. So any type of meat packaging, and y'all see how that's nice and ground. Any type of meat packaging, any type of, you know, anything that I feel like is going to stink. That's what I use it for. Okay, and y'all know it don't take long for, and I did wash my hands. It don't take long for the chicken to get done. Chicken is really quick to cook. And I'll put these in here. And I've decided to, because I don't want any bell pepper on top of my salad, so I'm just going to put it all in the meat. And so what I got to do, oh, I need the mushrooms. I'm going to put all the mushrooms in. And normally I do like seasoning. I don't use like packaged seasoning, and the reason for that is because I like to be able to control my sodium. But, and big old heap of a teaspoon of garlic. Y'all know I love me some garlic. I don't need the broth anymore, so I'm going to put that up. But anyway, the difference is when I make tacos and taco salad and stuff like that, I just really like the flavor of the taco seasoning. And so since that's the only thing I use in the meat, then I just don't make a big deal out of it. You know, it's not for everyone. Everybody don't cook the same way. So those of y'all who worried about sodium, you know, and yes, I have high blood pressure, but again, I don't eat, you know, the only spice that I use or seasoning blend that I use that has sodium in it is my Sazon seasoning, and it's really not that much. I don't cook with salt, and I don't use, everything I use is a powder: chili powder, onion powder, garlic powder, cumin, paprika, turmeric. None of those have salt in it. So every now and again, you know, you add something that has sodium, and it's really okay. It's not the end of the world, people. So y'all, I thought I had some salsa. I'm so disappointed. So I don't have any salsa. Shucks. So that's it. This is my taco salad. What do you guys think? If you're not already a member of the Fetch fam, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and download that app, scan my QR code, and get to scanning those receipts. You might as well take advantage of it. You're already spending the money. The receipts translates into points, the points translates into cash, and you can redeem that cash via store card or cash card, or you can donate to charity. Well, all right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here, but you know we don't do so without saying, love yourself, love somebody else, and until next time, y'all take care. Bye.